The Conservative conference wrapped up today with platform speeches from the four candidates vying to succeed Rishi Sunak as the UK's top Tory. The four-day gathering was dominated by the leadership race, with each of the contenders repeatedly spelling out how they think they can revive a party crushed in July's general election. STV's Westminster correspondent Paris Gourtsoyannis reports on the battle for true blue hearts and minds.
They suffered the worst election result in their history. Now the Conservative Party is trying to lift itself up and look to the future. Here in Birmingham, this hasn't been much of a traditional party conference. Less policy debate, more beauty pageant. Candidates have crisscrossed the venue trying to meet as many members as possible and convince fellow MPs that they have the energy to win back public trust.
For me, Tom has spoken very strongly about his commitment to serve people. I know from his military background, I'm a veteran myself.
I think he's a good man on every level. He's a pragmatic man.
Is he the man who can win back the support that you've lost at this last general election?
I genuinely think that because people like him, he is going to win back an enormous amount of support.
She's very calm, considered, logical. She has a great sort of determination.
He's original. I also think that he can unify the party both from the centre-right and also the people sort of further on the right as well.
Reflecting on the past or what went wrong for the Tories, those questions have been largely brushed aside. Rishi Sunak made just a fleeting appearance to say farewell. Liz Truss caused a brief stir.
Are you really helping by being here, Liz Truss?
But Boris Johnson isn't even here. He's too busy promoting his upcoming memoir. Scottish Conservatives were out in force to hear from their new leader and do a bit of campaigning. So soon after his victory, Russell Findlay was trying to stay out of this leadership contest, but it caught up with him anyway.
Well, there you go. I'm the unity candidate in Scotland. You've been the unity candidate in the Union.
So how interested are the UK leadership candidates in Scotland? We asked to speak to all of them.
Support to those Scottish
says he wants to lead from the mainstream. Are you the mainstream candidate?
Well, Russell, I had a really good chat with him in the margins of the Scottish reception. He knows what winning's about. He knows how to be tough and not just talk tough. I feel that there's a bit of a kindred spirit there. I cannot wait for us to work together, leading this party back to victory in Scotland, in England, in Wales, and really pushing to get results in Northern Ireland as well.
What would you do to help Scottish Conservative MSPs get elected in 2026?
Well, the first thing to do is to make sure that we are working together as one team. So I will have MSPs in my shadow cabinet, and I will be attending the Scottish Conservative cabinet as well. I'll be working incredibly closely with Russell, and I'll be making sure that we all pull together.
Others we had to try and find ourselves. Kemi Badenoch, will you speak to STV News?
Sorry, no, I'm doing a tour of the exhibition hall. I need to meet some stands.
Russell Findlay says he wants mainstream politics. Are your politics mainstream?
I'm not commenting on other candidates or on Russell Findlay.
We've been asking for an interview, Robert Jenrick. Do you care about speaking to Scotland? Whoever becomes Conservative leader, the task ahead of them is huge. The party faces 5 years in opposition and it's being squeezed on all sides. In Scotland, it faces a fight for third place, let alone holding on to second. And across the UK, they've got the Liberal Democrats to the left and Nigel Farage's Reform Party to the right. The instincts of the leading candidates is to sound tough on immigration, public spending, and so-called culture war issues. But there are plenty of nervous Tories, particularly in Scotland, who know that the party has to find itself back in the centre ground if it's to win another election, because that's where most voters are. Before leaving Birmingham, the candidates had one last chance to preach to the party faithful.
I know what leadership really is. Before I stood for Parliament, I was a soldier. I served our country and I faced our enemies. My opponents claim that they've got more management experience around the cabinet table. Sure, that's true. But I'm not here to manage. I'm here to lead.
Let's be enthusiastic, relatable, positive, optimistic. Let's be more normal. Let's sell the benefits of conservatism with a smile.
we need to be honest with ourselves. The country just doesn't trust us right now. We failed to deliver the strong NHS, the strong economy, and yes, the strong border that we promised. Friends, we must never fail our people again.
You may think Blair and Brown were defeated in 2010, but the truth is the left never left. It's time to make a change. Ministers need to be able to make decisions that aren't endlessly challenged in the courts. If people don't like those decisions, there are elections. If the law says the government can't deport a foreign child abuser, then the law is an ass.
Next week, 4 candidates become 2. Next month, Tory members pick their new leader. Then the party has to stop talking to itself and start speaking to the country again.